cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Hey everyone, so episode 3 of the final season of Game of Thrones just premiered, and wow, what a battle. If you haven't seen the latest episode, make sure you go watch it first, and then come back here for the breakdown. With that said, I think we should start by saying the battle at Winterfell was everything and more than we hoped for. Obviously, fans went into episode 3 knowing a number of major characters would likely die during the Great War, and man, they didn't disappoint. The episode picks up just minutes before the fighting begins. Melisandre makes a reappearance at Winterfell, just as she foretold to Varys at Dragonstone. The Red Woman uses her magic to set the Dothraki's weapons on fire, as they are the front line and first to ride into battle. One important thing to note is, as far as armies in the known world go, the Dothraki are believed to be the most savage and fearless warriors on the planet. The showrunners make it a point to show the Wild Horsemen being desecrated by the dead army, with nearly all of them dying within the first 15 seconds of battle. However, the ones that survived the first skirmish turned tail and fled the front lines. The group also included Jorah and Ghost. Jorah falls back, but we don't see Ghost anymore in the episode. I don't necessarily want to say Ghost is dead, only because we didn't see it happen with our own eyes. Take from it what you want, but I still hold out hope that Jon's direwolf hasn't perished like all of his litter has, except for Nymeria. Now, I'm sure we could try to go frame by frame and detail every event that took place during the battle, but as I'm sure most of you feel, we should focus on the most important elements of the fight, and whose role was more important than Arya's. Arya slayed dozens of wights and even took her new dragonglass spear apart and started dishing out dual-handed combat. Now, Arya did have her moments where we thought, oh god, what if she goes out right here? But because of the Hound and Beric Dondarrion's help, she was able to get to a place of safety where she ultimately re-encountered Melisandre. Beric Dondarrion was brought back by the Lord of Light nearly 20 times, and it was for a purpose, to help Arya get to the Night King. For as long as we've known about the Brotherhood without banners, we've known Beric had a strange path. He even spoke to Jon about how the Lord of Light brought both of them back for a specific reason. Beric prompted the idea it was to take out the Night King, when in reality it was set up for Arya to destroy the dead king herself. When Arya met with Melisandre in episode 3, they briefly spoke about their first meeting, and how the Red Woman told a young Arya she saw different colored eyes in her, eyes that she would close forever. Brown eyes, green eyes, and blue eyes. When she repeated this in the episode, I think most fans knew right then Arya would be the one to kill the Night King. And that's exactly what happened. Remember when Arya returned to Winterfell and reunited with Bran and Sansa? She was given the cat's paw blade that belonged to Peter Baelish. The same Valyrian steel blade that was sketched in one of the books Sam and Gilly were looking through in the Citadel. When the Night King got to the God's Wood, only Theon and Bran were left. And Theon goes out in the most courageous way he could have, given his long history of becoming weak and continually failing to be the hero he always wanted to be. And when the Night King was about to kill Bran, Arya jumps out and tries attacking him from behind. The Night King turns around and grabs her, but Arya drops her dagger with her left hand, catches it with her right, and stabs the Night King in the chest. The Night King implodes and all the dead fall as well. Jon was face to face with Viserion, and for a moment it seemed like he was either going to stab the dragon with Longclaw in the head, or he was going to be incinerated by blue flames. Either way, it looked like Jon was potentially going to be the savior once again. But as we all saw, Arya's destiny was to destroy the Night King. Now I have to mention the big deaths of the episode. We have Lyanna Mormont, who perished due to an undead giant, but not without getting the final word by plunging dragonglass into its eye and killing it. Then there's Edison Tollett. He saved Sam from certain death and paid the price most others shared during the battle. We already mentioned Theon, and we also mentioned Beric. So there's also Jorah. He died saving Daenerys in open combat. Without him, the Mother of Dragons would have been dead a long time ago. so it seems Jorah had the most honorable death he could have, given the situation. I'm actually surprised there weren't more characters that died in the war. I mean, the Dothraki are gone, the Unsullied seem almost non-existent at this point, and everyone else fighting suffered greatly due to the overwhelming numbers of the dead army. But don't feel too happy just yet, because there is a whole other war about to go down between Cersei and the survivors of Winterfell. Now, one crazy moment in the episode is when the ancient Starks buried in the crypt were raised by the Night King and started slaughtering the women and children taking shelter there. Among the occupants were Tyrion, Sansa, Varys, Gilly, Baby Sam, or should I say young child Sam, and Missandei. Luckily, the dead that had risen in the crypt were destroyed when Arya killed the Night King, saving all those major characters. Sansa and Tyrion had a great moment together when they believed their time was coming. I really hope if they both make it out alive in the coming weeks, they end up with each other. Sansa says of all the men she's known, Tyrion was the best. And I mean, come on. Although it was a short marriage, Tyrion treated Sansa better than anyone else ever did. This was the longest Game of Thrones episode yet, totaling well over an hour. And since so much happened and foreshadowing is always a priority in telling this story, we will continue to go through each event that took place in tonight's episode. So with that said, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with our daily upload schedule. As always, thank you so much for watching, have a great day, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.